Welcome back. By 2022, we're going to need 1.2 million new workers to meet the demand for digital content and services skills. That's half the current workforce. Again, well, my next guests reckon they can help by training software engineers in as little as 12 weeks. And they expect 35% of those trained to be women, twice the 17% in the industry right now. Rebecca Roycroft is the Programme Delivery Director for Harvey Nash Recruitment, and Zoe Cunningham is Managing Director of Softwire, the company that provides the training. So 12 weeks to train a software engineer, seriously?
Well, the key thing about the programme is that it's actually all about learning on the job. So there's a 12-week boot camp to kick you off and get you the basics, but then to hone that craft, obviously that takes years, but the best way to learn is by actually working on the job, delivering real pieces of software for real clients, and that's exactly what the programme does.
So Zoe, what sort of people are these going to be?
So we're actually looking at a really diverse pool of candidates. So for us, we're looking at career shifters. So what's fundamentally changed is the way in which the government fund apprenticeships. So it used to be seen that it would be much more your manufacturing and industrial style apprenticeships, but actually now you can do an MBA. So you could be a CEO and be an apprenticeship. So actually what that's done is open up the pool of people that would be interested. So we're really looking at bringing women into technology. We're looking at mums returning to work, and also looking at organisations within their own workforce and saying, what talent do you already have that we could cross-train using the apprenticeship levy?
And why more women in particular?
So I think there's a huge gap. There's more technology than there's ever been before. I think technology has moved at such a pace that it kind of outstrips the demand of people entering into it. But I think also women haven't seen technology as a place where they fit in as much. I don't know if you agree.
It's an interesting, if you go back historically to the 60s, there was actually a higher percentage of women in technology then, and it was still a minority.
Is that right, really?
Yeah, and we thought, great, gender equality's here, it's all on the way, we're all equal, the numbers will just fix themselves, and that's not what we've seen. We've actually seen a decline in the women in technology.
What went wrong?
Well, there are many speculations. Essentially, it's just become a job where women... There've been a lot of cultural stereotypes around technology, around it being kind of geeky, very male-dominated, people eating pizza and drinking beer. So what we want to do is make sure that women see that there are lots of very successful women in working in technology, and that it could be a career for them.
And what we've also seen is that once women enter into technology, actually they excel at exactly the same rate that their male counterparts do. So they're really high-paid roles, and actually then they come up at the same level. So I think some of the gender pay gap is then driven by women not being in the really high-paid roles.
What about the apprenticeship levy? Most companies that we've had on this programme absolutely hate it. How are you managing to access the funds?
So any organisation that has a payroll of over 3 million has to pay the levy tax. So yes, it is a tax, but the way that companies get that back is by running apprenticeships. They have to be fully accredited at the right level. So we're working with partners that are accredited. So we're helping organisations draw back down on their levy, which then funds this training. So effectively, if organisations don't use the levy pot, then they lose it. It's effectively use it or lose it type policy. So companies really need to use this pot up. So by looking at these types of programmes, actually this amazing high-end training is actually funded. It's effectively free to these companies.
But you've worked out how to unlock the funds, which is the key point that a lot of businesses seem to struggle with.
Yeah, so it's a process and it's a portal and you go through lots of paperwork, but actually that's what we're here to do, is to help, and our partners, the accredited providers, actually do all of that for our clients. And it is complicated, but ultimately they've paid this tax and they're allowed to draw down on it to get this funding for free.
Yeah, you have to remember that it's a lot more flexible now as well, as Rebecca mentioned earlier. So you can train people at any stage in their career. You can retrain people. Someone might have a degree in French, which would previously have disbarred them from being an apprentice, but now they could retrain as a software developer, because obviously that's a totally different qualification.
Last word.
Yep.
Rebecca, I got you mixed up here. I'm sorry
That's
about
all right,
that.
don't worry at all. That's
Harvey
fine.
Nash, what's in it for you?
So I guess for us it's actually helping our clients to unlock all of this talent, and by doing that, clearly we're helping from a recruitment perspective. So our role is to actually go out there and attract the talent.
All right, got to leave it there, I'm afraid.
That's
Rebecca,
all right.
Zoe, thanks very much.
Thank
That's
you.
it from me. Next at Sky News Tonight with Dermot Murnahan. I'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.